What's up? Um, Welcome back. If you're new, what's good? I hope you lock in and learn something. But in this recap, this is from Monday. I didn't take a trade today, Tuesday the 14th. Um, it was also on paper, but I'm gonna just go through what I was thinking and what I was looking at when I got in. But so, first thing we do, look at market and see where we're going. Obviously, very bullish because we're going upwards. Um, keep dropping down. Still looks like we had that new week opening gap, which was 272 ticks. It's a lot of price, especially because we were all the way up here and we just dropped that much. But from that drop, we're going straight up. So still looking very bullish. So I'm just at market open, just looking and seeing what's going on, and then trying to look for an entry to go long. And if you're watching this video, you're about to get a strategy that will be able to make you some money. Not, I'm not no financial advisor by any means, but this is what the strategy that I used to pass my first ever Top Step account and get a payout with this strategy right here. So if you hear, you might want to take some notes. So market open. We're not gonna do anything until the 9:35 candle prints. So just go through and play price, and then that'll be at 9:40. So we're waiting for the first 10 minutes to open to see what price does. And one thing I'm gonna start doing and continue to do while I'm trading is um, enter off candle closures. Even though I've said it in the videos and stuff, but I don't tend to listen to myself for some reason. So when this 9:35 candle comes out, you want to go ahead and mark the high and the low of this candle, meaning the highest point on the candle and the lowest point on the candle on the 9:35. Then we're going to drop back down to the 1 minute, and we're going to wait for a breakout to either side. So if we see a break to the upside, we're looking for longs. If we see a breakout to the downside, we're looking for shorts. But that's not all of it though. We need to pay attention and apply context and what's going on in the environment right now to what we're about to do. So go ahead and play price. And this is just a trade I took. And what's crazy is I set the trade and then just got up and walked away. Only because I feel like I knew it was on paper and it didn't really matter. Like it still matters for like your own mind and just wanting to be able to know. But yeah. And so I'm pretty sure I let this run or off, yeah, I let it run. But let's see if we tagged into a 15 or anything down here. This one right here. I don't know when I enter. I might be able to look. I don't know if it says a time. Hmm. Cause okay, yeah. So with your strategy, you're waiting for a break to the upside or the downside. I don't know what I was just thinking. My brain went dead for a second, but you're waiting for a break to the upside or the downside. So we clearly got that break, but it's not just any break. We don't like a candle closure to the upside is not that doesn't count as a break to the upside. A break to the upside includes a break to the upside, leaving behind a fair value gap. And within that fair value gap, we're looking to see it get like respected, and then we need a candle closure like engulfing this one, so basically the same size if not bigger than this candle, or just applying our situation to the market and seeing that we're moving up. Not You can't do that all the time, but you need to wait for an engulf of this down close candle. So go ahead and play it through. right here, I didn't necessarily exactly okay. So I didn't necessarily wait for an engulfing of this candle because price didn't go. It wasn't two candles and just went back up and engulfed it. But what it did, it showed me that this fair value gap is gonna hold because we tried to push below it and we couldn't. So price got brought all the way back up here, and this is where this candle starts. And then what is this right here? Another fair value gap. But it's not just any fair value gap. This is an inverse fair value gap. When you see an inverse fair value gap, that means it no longer holds. So this bearish fair value gap that the bears and the sellers just tried to put in, this is no longer valid. And if we already shot up and we're looking to go long initially off of our 4 hour and our 1 hour time frames, what do you think that means? That means we're going to be going and looking for long. So we didn't get the engulfing, but we got still another confirmation within this fair value gap that it is going to hold, and we're going to go higher. So in that case, we're going ahead and like pull out our long tool over here. You want to put your stop. Let's not do that. You want to put your stop at least below the fair value gap, but I'll leave it under this wick only because of like this is the lowest point that it pushed underneath that fair value gap. You could even give yourself a little bit of room. And then what I was targeting was this high over here. But I don't know what my exact exit point was because it didn't end up like I didn't have it to that line. Like I didn't have my take profit to that line. It was like right here or something. And it's like super weird because I don't remember if I went back and looked at price and seen if it reversed or not, or where it could have reversed from or not, but I know that price ends up reversing, and I think I only hit for like I swear at least 12. I want to say 12.20, but that's right at take profit. But we'll see how price goes, and that's also something I want to talk about in the next recap. I ended up taking a trade during Asia session the same day, but at 8 o'clock at night. But we'll go ahead and play this one out and see how this works. Yeah, price reverses at a thin air right here. So I must have had my TP. Oh wait, I'm cooked. And then it reverses. So I have my take profit because I got hit and I got taken out of the trade. So it was at a 1 to 4 RR. Um, Still a good trade in my opinion. We used a model, the 935 orb model strategy. I guess that's what it's called. But there's that. So let's see. I ain't really trying to do that. I'll just go ahead and fast forward to later that night when I took the one trade. It should still be on my thing already marked out. And this one, if I would have taken this live and would have been like taking it on an account, I would have got more profits than what I did. But I ended up trying to go and hop in the shower, and then I just put my stop to break even, or it was like plus $50, but that's not really nothing. At least it's not negative though. So Asia session, uh, 8 o'clock p.m. Standard Eastern time. It's another good time to trade. So is London, but bro, I'm getting old and I cannot be up that late. But maybe at some point. But London moves very nice, but Asia's just as good. But looking back, what are we? Bullish. Very bullish. So if you're looking for short here, you might want to put the fries in the bag, bro. But dropping down to the 4 and the 1 hour, still bullish. So at this point, I'm just looking for an entry. And I don't know what exactly. Oh yeah, this happened. 15-minute fair value you got? Maybe. Down here. Yeah. I don't know what time exactly I took that trade either. So we'll just go ahead and kind of play price through and see what happens. Yeah. And this, I'm just watching this 15-minute fair value gap get held. It closes under it, but this is something I didn't learn for a while. Like just because it closes under it, that doesn't mean it's an inverse fair value gap. Because when you go to the 15-minute time frame, which that fair value gap is, price is nowhere near this. So it got rejected. It's been getting rejected. It can't hold. It can't really get no momentum to drive through that. So I'm seeing an inverse fair value gap, and I want to say I'm going and targeting long. Look for a swing high, which is also an unfulfilled 5-minute fair value gap right there. Unfulfilled gaps are always gonna like get mitigated again. Like they're always gonna be touched into at some point. It's just a matter of time. But with it being so close to where price is right now, that's a good target for you to put your take profit at. So in this, you grab your long tool on Trading View. I don't know why it places two. That shit is so stupid. Lord forgive my language, but. And I'm pretty sure I have my stop all the way down here, like here. I don't know where. I must have entered off of this first inverse fair value gap, but oh shoot, yeah, storming like a motherfucker, bro. Damn, they playing me. Yeah, horrible RR, but I'm pretty sure I entered off of this, so you would have got a little bit better, but still. Yeah, and the trade would have hit for like 800 or something. So I might have had my take profit up. I wish I need to start taking better notes for real. I ain't trying to do all this guessing and shit. That shit's stupid. I'm trying to come with actual facts. Damn. But yeah, price ends up coming down, and I'm pretty sure around here is where it ended up stopping me out at. Yeah, break even. Because I was all the way down here. And yeah. And then price just immediately shoots to that target. Mitigates that 5 minute. Ends up running through it. Oh, wait. That's why it's important that you pay attention to candle closure. Because I said running straight through it when the price went all the way up here. But it closed right here, so it's still a valid 5 minute fair value gap. And with that information, just like how we caught the long coming up off of a rejecting fair value gap, now we do the same with the downside. So having your stuff marked out and knowing what can hold and what can't hold is very important. Even though you don't have an inversion or anything right here, you really don't even necessarily fully have an entry for real, because there's nothing getting inverse unless you have a 2 or a 3 minute. No, and then this 5 minute fair value gap is very strong. So you still continue to watch price, but I feel like this is just a pullback, if anything. All healthy trends must have a pullback, a retracement to then go higher. Because you can't just go high, go high, go high. You got to go up and then you got to come down to then go higher. especially when you're in an uptrend, and then when you're in a downtrend, you're doing the same thing. You gotta go down. You gotta go down. You can't just fall off the cliff completely. You gotta reset into a 5 or whatever minute fair value gap, and then continue to go lower. And then this consists of a higher high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low. So then you should put in another lower high, and then if it's going to continue, another lower low. But yeah, those were the two trades I took yesterday. I didn't trade today. I don't think I can trade tomorrow or Thursday, only because of work and stuff. But yeah, super excited for what the future holds. I'm trying to get these accounts passed whenever I do go ahead and get them, and then yeah, you know what it is. But this would have been a nice trade, even this one. Well, this actually wouldn't have been a nice trade, but this one would have been. But yeah, that's all for this video. But yeah, right, let's see where price is at right now. Bro, why does this shit be zoomed the fuck in? Oh yeah, I was gonna do that this morning since I didn't get to trade it. Damn, nigga. Sound like I'm about to blow a nigga roof off. Push nigga shit way back. Yeah. So, looking at price, we are bullish. We still are bullish. So, going into the open, I would be looking for some sort of buy setup off of a filling of a fair value gap. So, it's kind of close. Maybe even this right here. But that's super low. I don't know if price will go that far down before coming up. Maybe a 1, a 5. No. Damn, this shit's at 26,000 right now, bro. What the fuck's actually going on? This is the highest it's been in a while. Okay, go ahead, play. I'm confused on where this shit is coming from. But again, our 935 setup. Oh shit. But what the actual fuck? We've been down here for so fucking long, bro. Then out of nowhere, bro. Last night, how many points? 557 points, bro. In 2 days. Bro, if you hit buy, bro, if you hit buy, you're actually like Himothy. Holy fuck. It just goes straight up. There's pullbacks in here, obviously. Not many, and they're not deep at all. That's just absolutely crazy. But, okay, yeah. What are we targeting? Damn. This is inside a huge 1 hour fair value gap. But this is crazy, bro. Going back to the beginning of March, bro, we've been under 26,000 this whole time. February. Oh, shit. You got this. Hella blue lines. You probably looking like, what the fuck? I'm gonna clear all my chart after this, though. But just seeing the inverse fair value gap and knowing that we're flying. Nice. Maybe a 5. No. You only really have, okay, at least a 3 minute. A 3 minute retracement. So that's better than nothing. And a 1 minute in inversion. So targeting the either 5 minute, 15 minute, or 1 hour highs. So I mean, you can enter. This is what I would have done personally. And then we're stop up below the, do this lowest low right here. And then see how it plays out. If it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I didn't even wait for my setup here. You could also do that, especially because I marked it out. We'll see if it pops up. We'll point it out as well. I might even get stopped out. I don't know how this goes because I did not watch the charts this morning. But I just know that we're rallying and we're at 26,000 right now. And price is only at 25,732 right now. So something's telling me we're going higher. And draw down a little bit. But if we go ahead and break up to here, I would put a buy up here, inversing that. So we're in for 2 cons now. And then I'm moving my stop up. I'm going to go ahead and go to break even here in a second as well. At least in the profit. And then from there, I'm hands off and can watch my trade just run. I don't have to do anything more. If it stops me out, I'm still plus 310. If it doesn't, then I'm up 2,300. And right here, being smart, as I'm doing this, this would be live. I'm trailing my stop actively, especially up in the thousands. You want to guarantee yourself as much profit as you possibly can. And so then, but price is just fucking booming up to the TP. So that would have been this morning. It's just crazy, bro. Yeah. Even with that, your stop is still protected because this 3 minute fair value gap that we marked out, it never got inversed, meaning price wanted to continue to go higher, and we got this blue line from our target. Either I don't know if it was the one, no, maybe 15. Oh my god! I should have typed it out. We're over the wham in the circle. Kind of. 15. I wanted to say 5. Yeah, I don't know. It don't even necessarily fully matter. Just know that it was a high, like how this is a high right here. It was one of these higher time frames, and those are always going to be points of liquidity. These these highs and these lows. I'm gonna go ahead and clear my chart because it's laggy and it's annoying as fuck. But this is live price right now. Oh wait, no it's not. This is though. I didn't make a 10-minute. So classic AMD setup right here. AMD is also another strategy that you can use to identify um, an entry or a move, I guess you could say. So this is going to be your accumulation. Price is just accumulating in this zone. It's not really doing. Hold on. Let's see if I can do something. Oh, that's not cool. Damn. Oh, there we go. I'm doing it. Okay. So this right here. What the hell? Okay. This right here is your accumulation. Price is just accumulating like orders and it's running stops. Oh, you think you're going long? You're getting stopped out and we're going short. You think you're going short? We're stopping you out and you're going long. It's not really doing anything. It's also called consolidation. But for an AMD, it's accumulation. Price is just accumulating back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Then you finally get this drop right here. This is your manipulation. Okay, we finally broke out and got down below this low. It technically should have been like this low. That would have been the breaker structure. But you get a big move and then you continue to dump. And that's your manipulation. That's manipulating everybody into thinking we're going short. And then you get your distribution, like off of a 10-minute fair value gap. Oh, wait, how do I get rid of this shit now? So, accumulation, manipulation, to then distribute to the upside off of a bullish 10-minute fair value gap. Because it never inversed right here. It tried to and went down here, but it never did. This fair value gap held. And we also inversed. So, technically, when we get this right here, off this candle closure, let's see. Can't even do that. I ain't even gonna do that. But if we're playing price back, and remember this blue line right here is on the same time frame as our fair value gap that holds. I'll go ahead and try and make it a color. It's not a 3 minute, it's a 10 minute. Not a very more powerful fair value gap, but it's a lot higher time frame than a 3. The higher the time frame, the more powerful the fair value gap is going to be. So seeing that it didn't go through this, we should be looking for longs. And then right here, you have an inverse fair value gap right here. So technically, whenever this gets inverse, wherever you draw that, when you draw that line right here, because this is where the fair value gap is no longer valid. At that point, when it closes above this, that should just immediately tell you that you're looking for longs. So, off of this, and then we're going to put our stop below the fair value gap right here. You could even short it up a little bit, at least get a 1-to-1 technically. But look, this is how you get the most from your trades. All right. Pause. In this moment, I don't move my stop to break even, but I see we inverse this 1 minute. From here, there's nothing really holding me back on the 1 minute time frame to my TP. So then I would just glance back and see if there's anything over here. Nothing on the 5. And then on the 15 and stuff, there's nothing. So that just continues to tell me that we're going long. So I could even look to target something like this. This high right here. Or even this high right here, because technically that one would have been swept right here. And then price reversed right there. But yeah. So with that being said, it'd probably be like at this high right here. And then you just let it ride. But as I see price inverse that, I'm looking to move my stop up a little bit. Just so I'm not risking as much if my idea is wrong. And then as price continues to go up, I'm moving my stop up so I can secure profits and get the most I can from the trade. And if I see prices like running, and it's going to go through my TP, I'm moving my TP up as high as I can for at the moment, and I'm just trailing at that point the whole time. So I'm getting as much as I possibly can from this trade. And boom, okay. We would have got taken out for like $400 profit, but it could have been way more, especially if you would have got in at a better time. But that would have been the only time to get in my opinion, unless you would have fucking dropped your nuts and just let it ride off of this. You would have got a little bit more momentum. But even then, price is only moving 26.012 to 26.035, which is only 23-point move. So even then, you got to be risking a lot to try and make a lot on that trade. But that's just one example. And that was today. It would have been like 9 o'clock. And would have took you to 9:19. But yeah, that's probably gonna be all for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you even tapped in, let me know you tapped in. But yeah.